Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 725. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. Now, it's Bull City Hangout. I'll be telling you what's happening this weekend here in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link right there on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. You can always join me on camera whenever I'm doing the show live. We can hang out. You can promote yourself, your business, your special event. All that would be great. It would also be great if you go ahead, share this out so that more people here in Durham can find out what indeed is happening. Now, today's Saturday, which means I'll only be reading from the Let's Go page. I do encourage you to check out the rest, especially the Word page, which is the government and nonprofit information page. I would say that the most visited page is the Let's Go calendar of events page, which is why I concentrate on that on Saturday shows. So let me put on my specs and move my keyboard and grab my little iPad here. Let's see. Whoa, 1 second. Okay. So here's what's going on right now, and that is the farmers market, because it's usually held rain or shine. So the Durham Central Park is the home of the Durham Farmers Market. Durham Central Park is at 501 Foster Street. You can park for free just south of the park on Foster Street. There's a parking lot. You can park in there, and then you can go just west. The next street over is Morris, and you can park in the Measurement Incorporated parking lot, and then just walk down the hill. Okay, now they are open on Saturdays from 8 until noon, and they have this great deal. It's called Double Bucks, where whatever you spend or plan to spend will be matched. So this is if you are using SNAP, EBT, WIC, you live in public housing, DHA, then take your, I guess you'll have a card or something, and then you swipe it or whatever. And whatever you plan to spend, like maybe you say, well, I have $20. I want to get as much fresh produce as I can. I want my kids to be strong and healthy. They'll say $20, no worries. And then they give you $20 worth of tokens. I believe that's how it works. So also, if you are using those new senior vouchers that just came out last week, you can also participate in this program. Now, I was told, because I was at the Durham Center for Senior Life picking up my vouchers, that today is triple bucks. You can triple your money. That's incredible. Like, you can spend $5 and bring home $15 worth of goods. I don't think you can beat that. Certainly not in the grocery store. So anyway, that is going on right now. Now, sharing Durham Central Park with the Durham Farmers Market is the Durham Craft Market. Really great artisans. They make beautiful things out of wood and metal and jewelry jewels or whatever. Anyway, it's really nice. Just walk through and you might say, ooh, I might have a couple of gift ideas now that I've seen everything. So check them out as well. They're just north. They're on the same side of the street as the farmers market, and they're just north. Okay, now the South Durham Farmers Market, they're also in operation from 8 until noon. They are located at Hub RTP 500 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. They have the same deal with the doubling your money, actually tripling today. They have different tokens, but they do participate in this same program. Let's see. Well, it's 10 o'clock. It's too late to announce Keep Durham Beautiful's Burke Street invasive plant removal session, which is right around there by the scrap exchange. That was from 9, and they'll be ending at 11, just to let you know. I'm just mentioning that. Bagging It for Kids and Root Causes. They are teaming up. They're running the walk-up table. So this is right around the block from the farmers market. So if you're low income, I would suggest that you check out the walk-up table first. So this is a food giveaway where you get to choose the foods that you like. So they are set up already because it's from 9:30 until 11. So right now they are at the Durham Center for Senior Life, 406 Rigsby Avenue. Now, if you usually go to the senior, we call it the senior center. You're used to going to the parking lot and entering through Hunt Street, but they are actually using the daycare, the adult daycare drive-up circle. So I guess you're driving up, getting the food, and then driving off. So this is on Rigsby, not on Hunt. This is on Rigsby. So they'll be doing this until 11 o'clock. Okay, now Wheels Durham, they're going to have their all-day skate. Apparently, they're not going to have the kids' roller skating lesson because it's not in their schedule. So usually on Saturdays, they teach kids how to skate at 10, but it's not listed this week, so maybe the teacher is out or something. So they're still going to have their all-day skate. And today they're calling it the Brand New Day Hero Skate. And that will be from 11 until 6:30, an hour of superhero movies. Admission for skaters is $13. You can rent for $6, $7 for rollerblades. And if you're an adult, age 18 plus, and you're only there to watch your kids skate, you don't plan to hit the floor, then you pay $4. Alrighty. The Community Health Coalition, they're going to be hosting their food giveaway at Kyle's Temple, AME Zion Church, 409 Dunstan Avenue. And they're giving away food from noon until 2. Take a bag with you just in case they run out, because they have been known to run out just every now and then. So when you get there and you're facing the church, go to that first door on ground level and just walk right on in. Don't knock because that door is so heavy they can't hear you. So just walk right on in and you'll be greeted warmly and you'll be given some nice food. Actually, you can choose the food that you want to take home. All right, let's see what else is happening. Oh, Boxyard RTP, which is the outdoor venue at 900 Park Offices Drive off of Highway 54. They're going to be featuring intergalactic beach synth music. How about that? That sounds interesting. That's going to be by Tree City. This is the Saturdays music series from 11:30 until 2:30, totally free. No strings attached. You just go in there. Now, it is raining today, and you should be okay. They do have a cover overhead, but of course, if there's rain and lightning, then they cancel the music because they want to keep everybody safe, especially the musicians who often have like electronics on stage. So, as long as it's not storming, you can hear Tree City from 11:30 until 2:30. Like I said, it's free, but you will be surrounded by restaurants, and you will see people enjoying pizza and Mexican food and Korean food. So you might want to have some monetary resources with you in case you get a little hungry. Let's see. Oh, the Moondog Meadery and Bottle Shop at 1104 Broad Street. They're going to be hosting the Saturday Comedy Improv Jam Meetup. That's going to be this afternoon from 1 until 3. You can join the local improv group on stage or just sit and watch the fun. I remember sitting in the audience and watching my sister. She was with Second City in Chicago. And I remember that actually I was there during her. When you audition by performing, which is scary. I mean, all the pressure's on you. You're with the performers on stage. You're the new girl or guy or whatever. The audience is sitting right there. And I remember my sister came. I'm not just saying this because I'm my sister's sister, but my sister did get the biggest laugh of the night. She was quick on her feet. So anyway. Comedy improv, I love it. I really, really love it. So that's going to be from 1 until 3 this afternoon. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Oh, the Bull City Street Rod Association. They're scheduled to hold the Saturday night cruise in from 5 until 8. I hope it's not raining because I hate to see them rained out. but it is scheduled to be in the parking lot at 120 William Penn Plaza. They're going to have classic cars, muscle and drag cars, motorcycles, hot rods, trucks. They're going to have all kinds of fun, music, and a 50-50 drawing. It's free admission, and this event is co-sponsored by Emerge Ortho and Chick-fil-A. And I understand Chick-fil-A, I think, will be providing the food. And if I'm wrong, then they will be right across the street. Hey, Scopey's here. Da, 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 da. Scopey is here. Hey, Scopey. Hope you're having a good Saturday. In case you don't know, I don't know if you are eligible for any of the, like SNAP, EBT. Well, I don't think you live DHA. But anyway, anyone, I was just announcing that anyone who's got those coupons, those senior vouchers, or SNAP, EBT, WIC, DHA, not only can they double their money at the farmer's market, but today they can triple their money. So if you're not eligible, Scopey, at least tell folks, because they have a couple of hours to get to the farmer's market, but tripling your money, can't beat that. You can't beat that. But very happy to see you here, Scopey. Let's see what else is going on today. Oh, is that today? Oh, the Durham One Love Festival is today. It's scheduled for to be at Rock Quarry Park, 701 Stadium Drive, from 5 until 10. I do hope it doesn't rain. They're going to have music from all around the African diaspora. You can shop with Black-owned businesses. They're going to have food like African American, Caribbean. I was corrected. It's Caribbean. Yes, I have to remember to say Caribbean. And I was told this by someone from, where is she from? I forget. One of the islands. But I was told that an American politician started saying Caribbean in the 80s. And everybody just followed suit. But she said it's Caribbean, not Caribbean. Thank you. Okay, so they're going to have African American, Caribbean, African, and Afro-Latino food vendors. We're talking about some good eating. That's what we're talking about. So you can take selfies at the photo booth. Tickets are $25. You can click for more information and to make your purchase online. And I would check their social media, because I would hate... See, the hard thing about canceling events, the hardest thing is the food. Because if all the food has been prepared and paid for and, made and created and all that stuff, what are you going to do with all that food? So I have seen events having to continue, even though it's raining or whatever, because you can't really cancel the food. It's already been made. So hopefully they can still put it on, and we'll be checking the weather in a couple of minutes. So ideally it won't be raining tonight. And Scopey, oh, he was just at the rainy farmer's market. I was going to go, Scopey, but I hate getting wet. But I don't hear rain. You know what? I think it's not raining because I don't hear anything now. I might tiptoe out after I do the show, because if I can triple my money because I have the senior voucher, I might need to do that. I might need to do just that. We'll see. Okay, so hopefully this Durham One Love Festival at Rock Quarry Park will still be happening. You can park for free, because that's right across the street from the stadium, and there's all this parking there, this big grounds where you can just park easily. Might be a little wet and messy, but hopefully everything will be okay. Wheels Durham is hosting not just a regular skate night, but Drake skate night. So you'll be skating to the music of Aubrey Drake Graham. If you like rap, skaters under 18 have to be with someone who's age 21 plus. So it's really for adults. So Wheels Durham is at 715 North Hoover Road. Admission for skaters is $13, and you can rent if you don't own skates. Okay. And they have the clear bag policy in effect. They don't want people bringing in anything, weird. So, yeah, so if you're going to bring in a backpack or whatever, they want it to be clear so they can see what's in there. Here's some more music. Acoustic singer-songwriter Blake Addison. He'll be giving a free concert at the Sacred Grounds Coffee House. That's the Christian music venue, 2700 North Roxborough Street at St. Paul United Methodist Church. Music starts at 7:30. It's free. And of course, any donation that you might want to make will be graciously accepted. Now, let's see what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday morning meditation is going to be at the Shambhala Center of Durham, 733 Rutherford Street, from 9 until noon. You don't have to be there all 3 hours. It's a drop-in event, and you can go there and meditate. And if you always wanted to learn how to meditate, they'll teach you. They have sitting meditation and walking meditation. And if you simply can't make it in person, and by the way, they're right around the block from the 9th Street shopping area. So if you can't make it, then I have a link. You can attend via Zoom. The Makers Society, they'll be hosting the Durham Underground Market. It's going to be in Durham Central Park tomorrow, 501 Foster Street, from 11 until 3, with 40 plus local artists and makers displaying and selling their work. They're going to have food trucks. They're going to have live entertainment provided by Fake JR and Kit McKay, free admission. And I do have a link to the form if you would like to participate in a future event as an artist or as a craftsperson or maker. So you might want to check that out. I don't know if they're taking applications for people who want to be entertainers, though. But check out the form, and maybe you can put it on the form that you want to be a musician or whatever at the market. Wheels Durham is going to have Sunday public skate tomorrow from 12:30 until 3. Admission for skaters is $13. You can rent if you don't own. And I think they're going to have another skate session from 3:30 until 6 tomorrow. Same admission fee, $13. So that should be lots of fun. The Bull City Wood Shop, which is at 1912 East Pettigrew Street, they're going to host Empower, woodworking for the non-typical woodworker. I didn't know there was a typical, but anyway, that's going to be tomorrow from 3 until 5:30. So this is for women, adults who are non-binary, and members of the LGBTQIA plus community, and others who usually aren't included in the world of woodworking. I get it now. Okay, so they're invited to learn how to use power saws and orbital sanders, and they can build their own miter framed boxes. Okay, the cost of the workshop is $95, and the proceeds will help to fund their free after-school and summer camp programs for kids. So that's what they do. They have these wonderful workshops for adults. Adults pay, and that keeps it free for the kids because they have a wonderful program. Like I said, after school and also summer camps. And there's nothing like making things with your hands, actually making something and actually using it every day or gifting it to someone. There's just nothing like it. And I really encourage young people to learn how to make things because very often when you see young people, they're like this, you got to do more than just read or just look or watch. Actually making something it's just a skill that no one can take away from you. It can become a job. It can become a business. Or just fun. Because I love to make like little bookcases. They're a little crude, but they're usable. And I have bookcases all over the house. I have a cantilevered thing that I have all of my kitchen, like my crock pot and my fried daddy and all my different things on there. I have a big bookcase in my laundry room, which would have cost a lot if I had tried to buy one that big, with my paints and my hardware stuff and my tools and all that kind of stuff. Then I have a bookshelf right here with a bunch of papers and things. And then in my third bedroom, I have three bookcases and wait, three bookcases and a CD case. So yeah, making things is so fun. Definitely take part in these events, these workshops, so the kids can learn for free. I think it's a great thing. And of course, when you learn how to make things, I mean that's a plus. Maybe you can teach your kids. Never know. Let me continue. I told you about Sunday public skate from 3:30 until 6. Triangle Dance Studio will have Sunday salsa social. That'll be tomorrow from 6:30 until 9:30, where you can dance salsa, bachata, cha-cha, kizomba, merengue, and cumbia. And if you don't know how to dance those dances, they'll teach you at 6:30, and then they'll let you loose for open dancing until 9:30. Admission is 9, 7 for active military and students with current ID, and free for young folks age 16 and under. Okay, let's see. I think, oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. All right, put my iPad back there. Oh, Barb's here. Okay, so let's do the weather real quick. And then let's bring Barbara on. Barb on. Let me check my weather intro. Kaboom. All right. It's cold out. It's 71 degrees. But it's not raining, I don't think. So I might tiptoe out to the farmer's market. But it is 71, cloudy. And it says at 11 o'clock, which is in a half hour, it will start raining again. So I better run. So it looks like it's going to be raining pretty much, well, I'll say chance of rain will be from 50 to 35 and back up to 40 between 11 and 5. And then the sun's going to peek out right before sunset. Isn't that nice? And then a clear night and then cloudy. Okay, so it's going to be up and down all day, but it'll probably rain again this afternoon. But hopefully, the special events like the festivals and whatnot won't be rained out. Because it looks like that festival, the One Love Festival that starts at 5, there's a 40% chance of rain at 5, then after that, no rain. So hopefully it's still going on. Now tomorrow, back up to 85 is more like it, but there's a 50% chance of rain. That's okay. And looking ahead to next week, 87 and rainy Monday, 90 and rainy on Tuesday, 86, 83, 84 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all sunny. Next weekend, it looks like a mid 80s and rainy. It's so weird. We were in one of the worst droughts in a while. And in fact, I read that it's a little river, Lake Mickey. I think Lake Mickey is kind of dry. You can actually walk out where the water's supposed to be. And I actually might drive up there and just to see, because I always read about these dry riverbeds and lake beds, and yet I've never taken the time to go look for myself. Anyway, that is it. Let us see what Barb is talking about. So let me click on. Okay, wait. Okay, oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, wait. Here we go. Okay, let's see if I can do this real smooth. Okay, here we go. It worked. Yes. Barb, what is new? Good morning.
Good morning to you. What a crazy day today is.
So
This
far,
is
yes.
the last Saturday in July, and I cannot begin to tell you I've been up since 5 a.m. and it's absolutely been crazy.
Really? Let me say
Yeah.
goodbye to Scopy. He's saying have a good day. Thanks for being here, Scopy. Appreciate it.
So thank you for providing that link to me to that YouTube video this morning. I mean, that was just part of it. It was kind of like, oh, gravy on top of this full meal of crazy stuff happening.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were talking yesterday about, how I discovered Google Gemini on YouTube videos and how it turned into one video becoming a master class. But the
Wow.
particular one that you showed,
Hmm.
or that you shared with me early this morning, I mean, that was totally mind blowing.
Yeah,
I,
it was about Facebook. It was about, I'm sorry, Meta and those glasses that they,
right.
yeah,
That
and
was amazing.
and the implications of using or even owning those
Right,
glasses.
right, right. Because we're talking about online safety some yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely crazy.
Now,
But
I don't think I travel in such circles where I would have to worry too much about that. I don't really know how much those glasses cost, but as I do tend to lean toward when I'm offering information people who are struggling because I think
right.
it's very important to because I mean they say
Well,
black Americans are in terms of class designations are a lot more fluid than I guess some of the other races, and so it's not strange to be well off and to know or even have relatives who are really struggling. But still, having said that, I do tend to be around more people who are some are doing well, but many are struggling, and I tend to lean towards the struggling side in terms of providing the information because I learned as a young person that the biggest difference moving from a neighborhood that was from moving from neighborhood to neighborhood of different classes, the major difference was the access to information. That to me was the biggest difference living in one neighborhood as opposed to another, is that the
true.
residents didn't seem to know as much as the others. Not, and
S-
I don't mean just like schooling, but I mean just basic access to information.
Right, right. I get that. But I think that, I mean, you wear glasses as do I, corrective lenses or what have you. But
Mm-hmm.
I also, I was that diagnosed with that macular degeneration. So
Ooh.
I know another girlfriend that I have with it. She's older than me. Is like, I'm probably got maybe 2.5 years left of eyesight. And,
Oh no.
with that is like, okay, how long are what's your exit plan, Barb? Are you going to stay online? Are you going to use technology tools? Because I'm going to have to be learning other ways to just get around in my day. And of course,
Wow.
I'm also a cancer survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in order to win that battle, I had to give up some capabilities in my normal life plan. And
Mm.
so it's like, okay, we're getting ready to exit now. How can we do that? And I have always been one that's embraced technology, and
Yeah.
at the same time it's been about safety. It's like, okay, the computer works as long as the human plugs it in and makes
Right.
and has the resources to get it to do things like when we go online, like you and I met through Google Hangouts,
Mm-hmm.
is that um, we were so excited about that because we could finally see one another, and join each other via video and audio. And but that takes a lot of skill. I
Yeah.
mean, you and I take it for granted because we had access to that. But the miracles, as you and I have had AI discussions before, and the miracles that it is, being
Yeah.
tagged for uh, medicine in that category. It's just that is phenomenal. The positive things I'm saying,
Oh, for sure.
but the alarm. When I saw the Google glasses, I'm sorry, not there actually was Google before there was Facebook, or
Oh
before Meta.
yeah.
In case you can't remember that, she
Oh
actually
yeah.
brings that up in her video. And I thought, I didn't latch on to Google. That was one piece of technology I didn't latch on to. But now, as I'm at facing this stage in life, well, you may lose your eyesight, all the positive things that Meta was advertising that these glasses could do.
Mm-hmm.
I was into that because it would be
Yeah.
so easy. But at the same time, and this has nothing to do with the gals video that um, hopefully we will be sharing on Madeline, because on Madeline's live soon, that you reminded me
Oh,
of
good, good.
actually. But because we need to dig into it, we need to research it. And the thing is that knowing how unreliable Meta has been in introducing, and just deploying new products and
Mm-hmm.
services, it's that is scary. And
Yeah.
the fact,
Employing and buying.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is one area. I mean, I think I'm always, pro education, major pro
Oh,
education, but
sure.
but uh, seeing with this woman who is a PhD, I'm going to research her some more before I share all that. And
She's
uh,
relatively new to YouTube, it seems.
yeah, because that channel was new,
Mm-hmm.
fairly new, and I mean, she's already got, what was it, over 100,000 subscribers or something. I mean, I am telling you
Awfully
that,
good. That's awfully
yeah,
good.
it's called House of E1 and then colon AI.
Right.
So I thought,
Yes.
but I saw so much there that, I mean, she was just the amount of, in the short time she's been up there, the amount of subscribers and the commentary on her videos. I mean, that
Ooh.
one that you sent me to this morning, my gosh, the commentary
Oh
on
my
that.
goodness. I didn't have time to look
Oh,
at the
it's
commentary.
just absolutely crazy. And of
Oh, in a
course,
good way or a bad way?
well, alarming way. There's good
Oh,
and bad to it, because there were
okay.
people who were visually impaired who were
Oh,
very much, I mean, the visually impaired have had access to tools so that they can communicate online effectively since way back when, since I
sure.
think the early 90s, because I did follow along with that, because I do have visually impaired friends who, were impacted, and
Hmm.
who are technologically inclined, who are
Hmm.
impacted by that from way back when.
Gee.
And it's not just the visually impaired, the hearing impaired as well, so
Mhm.
I mean, again, having such a tool. But you and I, like I said, we both, I don't know about you, but the first time I wore glasses, when they were prescribed to me, I was just so scared to go to school and be out in public and people to see me. And they actually, this is before the real Google, the
Mhm.
technology was, they would say, "Oh, her googly eyes,"
Oh, no. I
from
think I
the,
was the only kid in kindergarten with glasses, and I
that
think
wore glasses.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
wore glasses up to, I think, 5th grade, and then not again until I was an adult.
wow. You're lucky, because I mean, I actually, because of this pro technology, I
Mhm.
went, I didn't start wearing and them until I believe I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, okay.
And then after I got married, I was still wearing glasses then, but after I got married, and I was probably, it was in the 80s, I think,
Mhm.
in that time frame, or early 90s, that I had that laser technology surgery.
Ooh, did you?
It was like one of the beginning, and actually I was told later on in life, um, that, it was just absolutely, I was so fortunate because it was excellent, and how it
Mhm.
was handled. But, as you can imagine, I'd be going to the eye doctor, what, every 6 months or so, just for a checkup to see how that was
Yeah.
happening. And of course, one of the potential cautions was, is if you were able to have that, there could be because it was a laser type surgery, technology wise, that
Mhm.
they could do that, that you would be, the chances were that you could lose all your eyesight. So,
That's scary.
as a human,
Yeah.
we're always, it's like, how can you weigh the risks that you should take? And the way I did that was research before action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like what we're doing here now is that we're seeing now the impact of technology happening so fast, the advancements happening so fast. But of particular interest to all human beings is our health
Mm-hmm.
and how that technology can benefit us in health. And of course, the number one thing is, can we live longer and healthier lives with whatever this technology is?
Right.
So I just, that, um, that video, and I don't know if we want to talk about it on, we don't have to talk about it today, but even if we want to talk about it on your show, I mean, it really had some intense covered some intense issues,
Indeed.
uh, and the underlying theme is be cautious, be
Yeah.
cautious and be informed, and just know exactly whatever tools you're using, the negative of what they can do as well as the positive. So I think it encourages us to continue learning. And
It caused me to really ask this question. I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think Meta, you know how when we go shopping, unless we have a problem, like I have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, so suddenly
mm,
I'm reading ingredients and sodium content.
right,
I never paid
right.
attention before, didn't need to. So I wonder if Meta, I wonder how carefully they study the entities that they buy. If they just say, "Ooh, this is cool," and they just buy it. Because the lady pointed out in the video the danger
Right,
of
absolutely.
and how the the bad side of these glasses, the and folks, we're talking about those glasses. They're like sunglasses, and they record things, and they
The
have a
Ray-Ban glasses, yeah. So
and then
Ray-Ban has a stake in that too, because it's a Ray-Ban brand,
oh, I'm
because
sure
it's,
they do.
designer glasses,
Yeah.
and I know you and
But
I,
what I wanted to do, just to finish real
okay,
quick,
excuse me.
was oh, it's okay. Now, I mean, so those of us who like to like travel or see different things, like go to Duke Gardens, and
Oh yeah,
of course
yeah,
you'd want
yeah.
to show everybody the beautiful flowers and stuff. But is that unfortunately the most negative thing that you can think of that people would use unannounced recording is what is defining these glasses.
Uh-huh.
Instead of what sounds like a miracle to me, people who are visually impaired being able to recognize through their glasses someone who walks in the room. That's wonderful. Being able to go to a restaurant and not be worried that it's in Japanese because the glasses can translate for you. That's
Right,
wonderful. But unfortunately, the worst thing you can think of, and just you can just imagine, I'm not even going to say it, the worst thing that you can imagine people looking at other people without making an announcement that they're recording. That's what the
right.
glasses are being known for. And so
Exactly.
now just owning these glasses make you look like a bad person. And I don't know
Well,
if
right,
it's,
because that's a matter of record.
yeah, I
That
don't,
is a matter of record. And so
is
whether
it
or
a
not you
marketing
use
problem?
them, huh?
I mean, I wonder if that's a marketing problem because I would have wanted to push the accessibility and the
Well,
trans
they do. They do. They've
issues.
spent a lot on marketing, but the question is, is it responsible marketing? Are they,
Okay.
they telling you what are the challenges, what, the things you're up against? And so now the court system in the United States, in
Hmm.
particular, I mean, she actually addresses it beyond the United States, but in the United States, they've said you're not going to use those in the courtroom. You're not going to bring them in the courtroom.
Right.
They
Yeah.
actually, I mean, they have notices out there. You can't have them. But I could just imagine because if you had those on in a courtroom and you, no matter which side of the scenario of the court case you're on, you could look at the jurors, just scan them with your glasses and have it evaluate what they're doing, what
And
they're thinking, their actions in that.
what
It's
I didn't
crazy.
what I didn't like was when she said, I'm not gonna say I didn't like it. What concerned me was when she said that, unfortunately, I don't know if it's possible. I need to watch the video again to see if this is
Yeah,
possible.
me.
Because she was saying how, because Facebook has your likeness, I think on Monday they're going to introduce where you can take, you know how you do the facial recognition thing for your phone, where you turn this way and turn that way.
Yeah.
And supposedly you can do that with Meta now for your Facebook. And so they're going to have all of these faces on file. So if you're wearing these specs and you're in, you know, in a court,
Hmm.
then you could look at the juror and say, "Oh, that's Martha Washington, age 49, lives in Washington D.C." You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're
Votes
dangerous.
Republican. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's scary. But Barb, it seems that these glasses are always sunglasses, right? So you would just
Oh
naturally.
no, that no 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 no.
Oh,
Mitch Jackson. Do you remember Mitch Jackson, who we met, the
oh
attorney
yeah,
that we met
yeah,
on
yeah. Mhm.
Blab?
Yeah.
Mitch has them. He was one of the early, users of them. It did that video that we saw, that you were talking about on YouTube, by the PhD. By the way, I'm going to research her
Hmm.
background, but Mitch was a proponent of using them, and I will have to check that out again to
Okay.
see whether it's still, still that story,
You might have changed
because
your mind.
because what was brought out in the gal's video that we're talking about
Hmm.
was where it is right now, and
Right.
so a lot of people, you get comfortable using things. We get comfortable being on Facebook, and we know that Facebook
Hmm.
is gathering. We've approved it when we accepted the membership agreement, and there were two things in that membership agreement. When we accepted it, there's a clause in there that it's updated, and it's our responsibility to read the updates, and
Wow.
that we agree to them unless we delete our accounts.
Wow.
So so people don't even, it's just the simple legalese, if you will, when
Hmm.
you become members of uh, whatever technology or online community, whatever is tied to that.
Hmm.
You just like visiting websites,
Yeah.
way back then, we had to have certain basic agreements up there that everybody could see. And if you go to that website and you're there for any length of time, you can be held responsible for stuff.
Gee.
So it what was revealed in the video you shared with me, though, I mean, that's current information.
Hmm.
It reminded me, and I know you and I talked about it in your Bull City Hangout, back when it was introduced, but was that book that, and I hate to bring it up because I can't think of the name of it this morning, but the gal that worked for Facebook, and she revealed all of the things going on within the company,
Ooh.
and they ended up, um, basically banning her book, which made it better. Even everybody
Wow.
wanted to read it and all
I
that
don't
stuff.
have that book. Do
So,
you have it?
yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, oh yeah, I've read
Oh,
it, and read
okay.
it more than once, and I actually have the
Hmm.
Kindle version. I have the hard copy, the Kindle version. I
Okay.
have listened to her speeches and so forth. But I mean, that was alarming in itself, except that it was stuff that it was just confirmation of what I all had already been told or
Okay.
suspected.
Okay.
So, but I
Wow.
think these glasses are a whole new ball game, because they are attractive, and people who have limited sight,
Hmm.
limited, um, you know, where they have to wear prescription glasses. I mean, because you can get them without prescription, I'm saying.
Hmm.
But
Sure.
if they have to wear prescription, which is much, I think they're over $1,000 for the prescription ones. And when you think that, you have to have all that in wearing them, but the fact that you can do all of these different capabilities, these latest and
Hmm.
greatest capabilities that it offers, And then you see the downside and what the courts have found out.
Yeah.
It becomes very alarming.
It really
So,
is because I know that there are quite a few YouTubers who like to cover court cases.
right,
And
right.
I do know, like in my home state, cameras, I think cameras are still not allowed in Illinois, I believe. I'm not sure if it's still that way. That was 25 years ago since I lived in Chicago. But some states allow cameras and some do not. Um, there's this one YouTuber that I watch occasionally. He talks about uh, court cases and celebrities and stuff. And I find him entertaining more so than what he talks about. But he actually draws crude pictures when he goes to the uh,
Oh,
court cases, and he'll draw these terrible pictures and trying to bless his heart. He's doing his best. But I just think it's so funny when he holds up these almost stick figure type drawings. But I mean, I can imagine if they snuck in there with not snuck in there, but if they walked in there with these uh, modern glasses, recording glasses, then that would really cause quite a stir on their YouTube channel if they're not banned from the courts after that. Um,
oh yeah. Well, they pretty much are, I think, now. Again, it's just worthy of a lot of research, bringing research, past research up to date.
yeah,
Um,
I
the
can think of
the
so many good things that could be done though with these glasses. I mean, just as a journalist, I can just imagine just impromptu interviews. And if you see something really cool happening, it's like, did you see that? That's incredible, Or maybe even if the police do something wrong, you can show that. I can see how journalists can really use those glasses to, put them to
Yep,
good.
I know.
Yeah,
Definitely. It's definitely a conversation worth continuing over time because, again, you and I come from the traditional journalism background.
yeah.
And I have something, before I leave, I want to talk to you about something that just happened in my city um, this week with respect to that. Okay.
Okay.
But, but back to this thing that, when we, we all want to live in reality, I believe, all of us. It's like you don't need that far-fetched stuff. We love to watch science fiction on,
Yeah.
on the screen, whether it's streaming real time or we've got a traditional television and so forth. But when we get down to reality, our privacy matters. And we do the best we can as humans to guard our. I mean, we live in some type of home, some type of an establishment where there's a lock. And
Mhm.
the reason why there's a lock traditionally is to have announcements from people before they come inside so that you know them,
Mhm.
or you want to grant them entrance to your property. And so now, you take these glasses and the person has them on, like me, the homeowner,
Mhm.
and I look at look through the peephole as to who's on the other side, or use my, God forbid, I'm using my Amazon
Oh,
to identify them. It's going to signal me who those people are, what the background and so forth. So you say, well, that's great for security. But on the other hand, it's revealing so much that you can become a victim of
yeah.
your of everything because it is recording you too. And so
Yeah.
it just there's no safety for anybody.
And it's interesting because some of us are probably used to certain uh, parameters when it comes to being online, and this might not bother a lot of people. Like, for example, I have a lot of pictures up on my Flickr account.
Hmm.
And I was amazed when you look at one of my pictures, you can see what kind of camera I used, where I
Hmm.
was. the
Yep.
date, the time. And I'm like, how does it know that? And I'm like, oh my God. But
Because that's from coming in from your camera
yeah, but
and
I'm
through the
just,
connection, your internet connection,
yeah,
because
but it's
it's telling
amazing
all
how
that.
so I
Yeah.
guess for those of us who are accustomed to having our data out there like that, what Meta is up to with these glasses might be considered just the next step and not a big deal. I'm not saying that,
Right. Well, it's called
but,
metadata, and
but
that's before meta and with a capital letter and registered came along.
oh,
But that is
metadata, right,
called metadata.
right.
And if you were online back in the early days and coming forward to the now, and you stayed up with technology, you
Mm-hmm.
will learn that there are tools that can scrape the metadata from the images and videos that you share.
Okay.
And so that's, it's up to a person whether each individual, if they want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they have to have the resources to use the technology that is required to take care of that.
And
And
that,
so,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and so all of that comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen more people than not over time, and you can, of course, Google this, or you can use your favorite AI research tool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With that, is that um, people just, oh, well, they know everything and just slough it off.
Exactly. I know a lot of people are going to
But,
say that.
but let's say you're a family of four. You have two children and a mom and dad. And dad has a type of work that is really secure, and mom is in public information. So that tells you the two different the types of communication that's going to be coming out, what they're going to be doing. If mom has gone, well, I'm responsible for all the social media, which that is reflective of the internet. There
Mm-hmm.
are things that mom has to post publicly because that's her job, is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be tied to that. But what if mom picks up her cell phone, uh, and her smart device, but typically a phone, um, and actually shares something with that public audience?
Mm-hmm.
Her personal information is in the meta tags to that image or video that she's sharing,
Yeah.
unless she also has education on how to block that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my feeling as a US citizen, because we know that we can talk to our representatives in each state that we have, we can make the difference by voicing our opinions. And so it's up to us if we want the vendors, the providers of those tools, to make us aware of that first and put the default on the most secure methodology of what in keeping people connected, because they could block the metadata. They could, with their devices. You
Yeah.
would default it off. They would have to notify you. You would have to purposely press a button and say, I don't want that information shared.
I would want
And
to do that. I wish I could do that because I'm very careful. Even pre-computer days when I was in Chicago, I never took pictures of children without their parents' permission.
right.
And I was told by a school principal how careful you have to be because some moms are escaping an abusive situation and they don't want their former spouse, to know where the child is or whatever. And also, you have to be careful with immigrants. I just don't, you just don't
Yeah,
get pictures of just
exactly.
everybody. And now that I'm here in Durham, and I am here using, smartphones and whatnot, I feel really wary sometimes of taking pictures of people because, I mean, I don't want to get paranoid, but so many bad things could happen. I really wish that I could turn off the metadata and feel comfortable taking pictures of children and people having fun at these events.
Well, there are tools out there, software we talk about. I mean, that's what hardware is, the actual device, whether it's our phone or our computers, what have you.
Hmm.
But software is what makes the hard the computers run and our phones run even to this day. And so it's up to you and the creator of that product, to it's up to you to, how many of us as human beings actually read the fine print? See, I'm
Probably
saying
most of us probably.
percentage rise, it's
Yeah.
very low.
Yeah.
But that's on us,
Yeah.
you know. But the truth is that if we see stuff like what was revealed in this video, that got this conversation started,
Hmm.
is that we can do something in our country. You and I are both in the United States. We can do something. We can contact the right people.
Hmm.
We in within government to make a difference, and we start even right back in our local communities. And
Hmm.
that's why, I mean, no matter what your resources are that you personally have in any community you live in, you need to be aware of what's available to you.
Yes.
So, and of
Yes.
course, if they're listening to you today and they're here watching this, they have technology. So it makes it much easier for them to do. And I'm sure probably your website even has resources listed on it to go to,
Hmm.
because you've been a journalist a long time, and I'll just bet you have all those resources on there. and,
Probably, depending on.
it's like, not to Barb, don't say that.
But you
Because
know.
the other thing we have to do is keep our this whole thing was to be seen on the internet, so we had
Mhm.
websites or web pages, and that's where you would go as the ultimate destination to connect with that resource, and that information would be listed there and it would be current. But we
Yeah.
all know that as time goes on, what takes priority is, what's getting our reactions and commentary. We
Right.
need to have that feedback.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
there you go.
Well, all of this is very interesting. I always feel like we're on the edge of something big. You know.
Right. All the time we've been online. All
Yeah.
the time you and I have been connected. It's like,
It's really fun.
well, here we have Google Hangouts, but I mean, we had Skype before that. We don't even have Skype anymore.
Right. Poor
That's
little
a big deal.
Skype. Oh my goodness.
So that's true. That's absolutely true.
So
But I
I'm.
wanted just
No,
very briefly, I know we have to go, but one thing
no,
I want to
no
tell you
rush.
about, because
No rush.
we grew up in the box television days.
Hmm.
we were, and we had like, it was it's really something when we had ABC, NBC, and CBS to turn to for news. This was before FOX, and it was a situation.
PBS. PBS.
Yeah, and PBS, absolutely.
Hmm.
And that, while those still exist, there are other ways to access them
Right.
because of our choices. I choose, like Paramount Plus, to stream a lot of stuff, and
Okay.
I can get those. And Peacock is another one. That's the NBC
NBC.
product
Hmm.
line and so
Hmm.
forth, because I just like the programs, so. But what happened is that in my community for 72 years, the
Hmm.
CBS affiliate has been the actual channel, KRQE, that I put on the internet way back,
Hmm.
way back when, I think in 93, 94, we got them started. And uh, the whole situation we had in my community, and I suspect it'd be the same in yours. You had an NBC channel, ABC channel, CBS channel, and our public service. We at least had those choices on our televisions.
Yeah.
And so now this the KRQE had the CBS affiliation, and lo and behold, they didn't get it after 72 years. It didn't happen. And that affiliation was
Oh.
ended.
Oh.
And so I think it's on August the 4th that it turns into where Fox picked it up full time. I mean, they were
That's
because
weird.
how it works in those channels, the KRQE, you start
Yeah.
with radio and then you go
Oh
to
yeah, yeah.
television.
Mm-hmm.
Because we go way back when the
I didn't
radio is like what we call podcasting
like
today. But
WGN
yeah,
started in the
but
radio.
those are because originally KRQE was KGGM,
Okay.
and so those are the call signs, from uh, uh, the I have so many F words that are good positive
Whoa, wait
designations
a minute.
that are good positive
Oh,
designations, like, but my default F word is FAA because that's the
mhm.
Federal Aviation
Yeah. Oh
Administration.
no.
So
Uh,
no matter what I think about, even if it's FBI, I'm thinking FAA.
uh,
But anyway,
FCC.
yeah, yeah,
FCC for broadcast.
yes, there you go, girlfriend.
Yeah. Federal Communications Commission.
Right.
Yeah.
All the F words in the government. We aren't going to go anywhere on that one. And what happened in them losing that,
Hmm.
then Fox picked up all the Fox Fox became the affiliate network
That is
on
so
that one.
weird. That's what happened with
And
Channel 32 in Chicago. It's now,
is it?
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
But when I and
Same
I got
mistake.
to thinking about it, well, what the different blend of KOAT or KOB, which of course has always had a very close affiliation to the Balloon Fiesta in
Hmm.
Albuquerque because they had something to do with the founding of that,
Oh,
and so
cool.
it was crazy. But to think when you go, I don't use a regular television network. I go to the websites of whatever those affiliates are
Hmm.
in at this stage in life. But I really wonder because, like you and I, coming from now, they're going from their programming is going to change, but 72 years.
That's
I
crazy.
was like, that's a awful lot of time. And I don't know if you know about New Mexico, but it's primarily, a Democrat state.
Oh,
We
okay.
obviously have representation from both sides, but
Hmm. Hmm.
primarily there are more of them than there are Republicans, and so
That's quite
political
a that's quite a
inferences.
loss to have this station get snapped up by Fox. That's
That's what I'm saying. Well, they already
wow.
had, because the stations, as you know, that KGGM, KRQE,
Hmm.
that's independent. A corporation started that, and they
Yeah.
chose because you can have a certain percentage from uh, other sources tapping into that. I
Hmm.
don't want to get too techy on that, but the thing is that they defaulted on Fox for the national news and so forth, what that owner chose to do. So people knew that some
Hmm.
time ago that they had done that. So, but now, I mean, I'm really concerned that, will its viewership stay the same, be less, or be more? It's going to be different. That's
It's going to
all.
be
But
real different.
exactly. And I thought, coming from the traditional journalism space, I mean, this is a wild time that we're living in. And then this morning you showed me that video and I thought, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So it's still like I don't know about you, but for me, it's exciting to still be able to wake up every day and to see that something like this is actually happening. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, when I came across that video, I was like, I've got to share this with Barb.
yeah,
Uh,
thank you so much. I do
oh, sure.
appreciate that.
I would love to see her on your Thursday show and to
Yeah, I will
see
let you
you
know how it turns out.
chop it up and talk about her research because with her being a, she says she's a, what did she say? She is a PhD in a math poly polymath or something like that. Is that the
I
word?
will have to
Poly.
I'm not going to say anything because, as you know, we put it out there, and
Oh,
then we're held responsible for it. And I think what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to research the channel further,
okay.
and Because for me to say, hey, I'm going to watch this, I saved several screenshots of the thing so I could bring it to other people's attention. And we'll
Excellent.
see what happens. But
Excellent.
always an adventure. Always.
I thought, so you said it's House of, I thought it was you know what I thought it was at first? I thought it was El Al. I was like, wait, that's an Israeli airline. But
I couldn't understand that House of EL.
EL,
And then colon, and then space and AI. I can.
The AI makes sense, but that might be
So
her.
I didn't understand because I thought that's another thing. When you watch that video, do you think that the representative on there is the human being in that video, or is that the humanoid? Is it a humanoid? Is it an avatar
Oh,
that's actually live?
no, I think it's really her.
Because
It's just that her background is like very clean, where
uh-huh.
you really can't see. It says I'm L or EI, PhD in computer science, polymath in practice, and a geopolitical analyst. Wow.
Yeah.
So I just
So
want to see.
that's why, yeah, I want to see how transparent the channel is with who the authorship and so forth, because it did not. Remember, we talked yesterday in your live about even uh, Google and YouTube. They're tracking AI content and they're putting it on there. So, and there was not AI content on that video
And
yesterday morning, so I'm not sure.
so it's actually EL because I'm looking at her email address and it's all in lowercase. So it
Mm-hmm.
is House of L. So her last name might start with the letter L, or it might be short for Ellen or something like that. Because she does not publish her actual name.
But this is the internet, and she herself admitted in this video about all the technology that's used to do all this stuff. Do you think we cannot find the name?
Oh, I think it'd be easy to find her name. It's super easy. I would think.
Let that be our goal for next week.
Yeah. I like how she thanks her channel members, which I think is
Uh-huh.
really interesting. So I think that's another reason why she grew so fast is that she has friends
That's
in this
this
area.
area, right? Exactly. And I mean, because I looked at, because
So we need to
I'm,
check out the channel members.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
make sure she's on the up and and I
Well,
trust that she is, but I do because Pop used to always tell us who you're hanging out with is pretty much
yep,
who
you're
you are.
absolutely right. You're
So don't
absolutely
complain about
right.
your friends being mean to you. You join that friend group. You need to check them out and see what they're all about before associating
Exactly.
before associating with them. You know, it's just like when you go shopping, look at those ingredients. Just don't buy it
Abs-
just out of a commercial on TV. Check the ingredients
exactly.
and make sure you're not allergic to it, so to speak.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I got to take off. It was great chatting with you this morning,
Always
and
fun talking with you, Barb.
I'll let you know if what Madeline comes up with, and we'll see what
Okay.
happens from there.
I
Have a
think I think that would make
great weekend.
a fun show.
Thank you again. We'll catch you again next. Well, I guess whenever we can.
Indeed.
We are definitely connected. See you soon.
Indeed. Thanks, Barb. Have a great
You're
weekend.
welcome.
Okay. Bye bye. So fun when people drop by, especially Barb, because she is just so knowledgeable and it's really fun to talk tech with somebody. So, anyway, I hope that you have a beautiful weekend. Let's check the weather again because supposedly it was going to start raining again at 11. And here on Cap Street, I'm not seeing any or hearing any rain. So, I'm looking out of my living room window and listening through my kitchen window. I don't think it's raining. So let's see. Let me check for hourly. Oops. So, okay, now they're saying that it's not going to be, but they're saying there's a 95% chance of rain at noon. So they switched up on us. So it looks like it will be raining soon. So with that, have a beautiful, oh, let me just tell you also, if you're just now tuning in, that the high today will be 77. Again, it will be raining later on today, but not tonight. And then tomorrow, the high will be 85, 50% chance of rain. So have a great weekend and have lots of fun. Enjoy this respite from the hot weather. And I'll see you Monday. Make sure that I'm live. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be doing the show live Monday at noon. Be sure to read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. Ciao for now.